ETBU or call 800-804-ETBU.
And thank you for clicking in this afternoon on the ETBU Sportsnet. Welcome to another edition of ETBU Extra live from CC's Pizza in Marshall, Texas. Or if you come each Wednesday and eat lunch with us, the buffet, including the drink, is only $5. Hello, I'm Mike Mitkiff, joined by my sidekick in the booth on Tiger football broadcast, Jason Souls. Big show today. A lot of folks to talk to. Head coach Joshua Eargle in just a minute. Also, we'll be talking with his players, Michael Garcia. Have Landon Price from the ETBU cross country team as they get ready to run in the American Southwest Conference cross country meet this weekend. Also hear from the Tiger soccer coach Paul Grant and one of his players, and also Lady Tiger soccer player. And we'll probably finish out the show with Lindsey Mash of ETBU volleyball. Tigers Saturday traveled to Pineville, Louisiana, and once again, Jason, they lost another close ball game, losing to Louisiana College by a score of 52-49. You were not there at the game, but I know you kept up with it on Twitter and listening to our broadcast on the internet.
Yeah, I turned their broadcast off a couple times so I could listen to you guys. But what can you say? Another close game, another tough loss. You can't help but think at some point one of these games has to swing our way. I know Coach Eargle feels that way. But, you know, I look at the game with a lot of positives. There was a point in the game where we were down, and it looked like, you know, is this the time? But repeatedly through this season, those Tigers have fought and fought and fought, even when they faced adversity, and came back and had a chance to win the ball game at the end.
Coach, the last three ball games, if you total up all the points that you lost by, it's only 10 points. Mm-hmm. And I'm just curious, as a head coach, what do you tell your young men? They've never given up in any ball game.
Right. No, they play extremely hard. We got some great kids that they're in this thing for the long haul, and they're trying to get better every week. And we're looking for the perfect game from ourselves. And you know, we need to put together a complete game: offense, defense, special teams. And when we do that, then we're always successful when we do that. We've done that 3 times this year. And there's a few plays here and there that we're letting get away from us, and it's affecting the outcome of the game. And this past week, it was 2 special teams plays within the course of 7 plays or so, and it ended up, that was early in the game, and ended up costing you the game.
Coach, when those special team plays happened there in the first half, one was a block kick, which they got for points, and then they ran a punt return back for 91 yards. Yeah. Those type of things, they're correctable, aren't they?
Oh, they are. I mean, we punt the football, and we have 3 guys kind of hemming the guy in, and we just miss tackles. And that's just a slip of concentration or finishing the play out, assuming that he's just going to go down easily. So we just got to finish the tackle on that. And if you do that, you got them pinned with great field position and play great defense and get the offense right back out there to score again, because at that point, momentum's really on the Tiger side. We're playing really, really good football at that point.
Before we talk more about that game against Louisiana College, I want you to give an opportunity to talk about the scout team players that you like to recognize each week, and then Jason has a couple of questions after that.
Absolutely. Every week, you know, we're getting phenomenal looks getting ready for these teams we're playing in the AFC especially. And defensively this week, we had a young man, Cody Brantley, who gave us a phenomenal look, plays D-line for us, and did a really good job. He's from Mount Pleasant, Texas, got the offensive line ready to go. Offensively, Cameron Duncan is a young man that's it's the second time, I believe, to win Scout Team and Player of the Week for the offense. And, man, he's just – Tiger fans are going to know about him in the future. He's a great receiver, does a phenomenal job getting us ready. And then for the second week in a row, Jeremy Porter did a phenomenal job on special teams. And he did so well, we couldn't help but reward him again. And so we got a bunch of young guys that are just doing a really great job of getting better this year and preparing the guys playing on Saturday for each week.
Coach, before I turn to Jason for his questions, you know, I know you recognize the scout team players every week, but you know what I see happening there by you recognizing them, you're telling them they're part of this team just like those who start each week.
Oh, absolutely. When we have a team meeting, everybody's in there. I mean, from the youngest freshman to the oldest senior, and this is a Tiger family, and we're building this thing. And when we invite them and ask them to come be a part of our football team, we're inviting them to be part of the brotherhood and part of the family. And those guys all love one another. They dress in the same locker room. They got just as nice lockers than that guy next to them, and get the same equipment just like everybody else. And so we're really excited that everybody's a part of our football team, and we recognize them because they're sacrificing just as much as anybody else that takes 60, 75 snaps each Saturday.
Jason, you got a question for Coach
Eargle?
Yeah,
Coach, the close losses are always tough. One of the bright sides I think we look to are a lot of the young guys that are playing are getting to experience those close games early on in their career. Talk about how they, once they figure out how to win those games as juniors and seniors, that's going to benefit them.
Well, yeah, I mean, the common saying that most people say is if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. But the truth is adversity does build character within you. And we just wanted to build faster, and we want to get a few more wins before the season's over with, and we have the ability to do that. We got some tough contests coming up these last 3, but our mindset is going out there and having a great practice today, and we'll worry about tomorrow when the good Lord wakes us up. This weekend's contest will be another tough ASC contest that we'll have to give our best effort to win, and that's what they're working towards. They're working on a weekly basis, and that adversity in the past, the tough times in the past, they'll make us stronger for this Saturday.
And well documented, the team goals for the year. Obviously, national championship, conference championship, things like that are things we talk about and things we build to and expect. After the setbacks we've had, what sort of goals do we have for the rest of the season? 3 games left, 3 very tough games left, all conference games. But one more win will put us more wins than we had last year, which is progress. But kind of talk about those goals.
Well, the goals we got up in our team room, the very first one is being a man of character. And there's nothing that's gone on in their past or that's happened to them today that changes that. Their decisions and what they make on a day, from a decision to decision, really affects how their day turns out, and that really affects whether or not they have character and they are men of character. It has nothing to do with the game of football. And then their second goal is to graduate. Well, so what are they doing this morning? What are they doing in these classes? What are they doing in study hall this evening that they can accomplish that? And we're going to accomplish that on the field. We're going to approach it, just have a great practice today. And that's the way we would try to approach it all year and take it day by day in a week-by-week contest, one challenge at a time. When you look at the whole grand scheme of things, yeah, we want to have more wins we had last year. We want to show improvement. But the improvement's already, to the guys in that locker room, it's obvious. And hopefully it is to everybody that comes and watches the Tigers on Saturday afternoon or Saturday night. When you see the talents that's there, the character they're displaying, the heart, the never give up attitude, and just the level of football has rose so significantly over the course of 1 year. What we've got to try to do is find those 1 or 2 plays, that extra inch or so, that little extra effort. When it might be a play in the middle of the game, you don't know when it's going to affect the outcome of the game. We've got to find that 1 or 2 plays each week, and I think we're going to do that. And so if we can win more games we did last year, yeah, we'd love to do that. We really talk about, if you score more points than the other team, that's a win. If you do that 2 weeks in a row, and that's a roll, and if you do it 3 weeks in a row, that's called a winning streak. And we'd like to get on 1 more winning streak before this thing's over with.
Visiting with the head coach of the ETBU Tiger football team, Joshua Eargle, here on ETBU Extra today, live from CC's Pizza in Marshall, Texas. Each Wednesday from noon to 1, we sit down and talk Tiger athletics and eat lunch. And if you're in the Marshall area, we encourage you to stop by each Wednesday beginning at noon. Buffet during the show is $5, which includes the drink. Tigers, of course, lost last Saturday road trip to Pineville, losing Louisiana College by a final score of 52-49. Tigers 3-4 on the year, 0-2 in American Southwest Conference play. Let's talk about some of the individual performances in that game that you're pleased with. Once again, and we talked about this earlier in the week on the radio show that airs on KMHT, your receivers, some way, I don't know how they do it. They catch the most difficult balls I've ever seen thrown in Division III football, and I'm talking about Tyler Bates and Stephen Alford.
Yeah, they do a phenomenal job of catching the football. They tack it in the air, and that's just like we bragged on them all year. They're very, very talented individuals, and we're really excited about the receiving core. And there's a guy throwing it to them, but there's 5 guys up front protecting them, and there's a good, solid run game that allows those guys to not be double covered and had coverage over the top of them. So they'd have an outstanding week for us. Tyler Bates is who we recognized as the player of the week for us, and he just did a phenomenal job with having a career high in yards. He had 15 catches for 147 yards and a touchdown. So we were really excited about how Tyler played this week.
Coach, also on the defensive side of the ball, we interviewed Hardy Hill last week, and he had another good game. He's a freshman, 6 tackles. Caleb Taylor is a name we called out a lot. Talk about your defensive side of the ball.
They've really come together, and they're really growing each week. And, we talked to Hardy last week because he had a great game. He comes out and has another good game. And that's hard to do when you're that young. When you're a freshman, but he's had several games in a row. He's played really, really well. 6 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and an interception, his first career interception. He's gotten his hands on a few, and now he finally caught one. And did a phenomenal job. We always give out a big hit stick, and Caleb Taylor won that award this week with one of his tackles he had made. He did a phenomenal job with 8 tackles, led our team on Saturday. And special teams wise, we did some things where we screwed up, and we really didn't like what we how we were performing on special teams. But A.J. Anderson blocked a punt for safety, and if the punter didn't grab it and run it back to the end zone, we're going to score. We're going to block a punt for a touchdown ourselves.
Jason, you have a question for Coach Eargle?
Yeah, we talked to Hardy, and we just talked about Hardy, but talk a little bit about Dominic Bailey, who always seems to come up with an interception, 9 in his career, came up with one this weekend. Talk a little bit about what he's meant, that stability he's brought to the other side.
Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job. One of the reasons why Hardy has so many tackles and he has so many pass breakups is because they're not throwing to Dominique's side. And Dominique he's started for 2 years now, and so he's kind of proven. Really, this is his 3rd year he started. And so he's proven the other coaches know about him. They know to throw away from him somewhat. But he's doing a really good job of being giant spot. Got him an interception this past week, and that's 9 career. And he's getting up there. He's going to be close to the total by the time he gets out of the end of this season. He'll probably break that sometime next season. I would love for him to break that early this season, or the end of this season. But Dominic's done a phenomenal job playing corner for us, and we're proud of our development in our secondary. We're getting there.
Coach, this week, home game at Ornelas, playing Sul Ross State University, and Sul Ross has a new coach. As you prepare this week, are they different than what you've seen in the past when you played Sul Ross last year in that victory in Alpine?
Absolutely. I mean, you can, each coach that runs a team, he's running like an organization. He's a CEO of an organization. You can see the difference. It's marketable as far as the way the kids are acting and the discipline and how they're playing the game of football. They know where to go. They know what they're doing. And they're a very well coached football team. You think you got with Sul Ross, they're always extremely athletic. Extremely athletic. You can see that from when you talk about track season, them winning the track meet every year. I mean, they're very, very talented. So we got our hands full defensively, trying to stop all those great athletes, and then offensively they run a scheme that we've seen several times this year in a 3-4 defense scheme. But they just got some little bit better good guys doing it, come off the edge, and they look really athletic. So we'll have our hands full this week. I mean, we're going to see a very tough Sul Ross opponent.
2 p.m. kickoff Saturday at Ornelas. It's been a while since we played an afternoon game that early. Mm-hmm. What kind of schedules does that do for your football team? Do you just I guess you just continue to do what you do, but you got to move your thing back a little bit.
Right. We have a full day for them on they just don't show up, a couple minutes before the game, put all the pads on to go play. So they've gotten to a normal routine. We're trying not to get them up any earlier because we start that routine normally somewhat early. There's just no free time kind of in there. It's all kind of jammed and backed up to each other. And they'll go through the same special teams meetings in chapel and pregame meal, and there's just no break. I mean, once they come over, they're there for the rest of the day. And man, it's going to be a phenomenal day. You got Tiger Alley going on 3 or 4 hours before kickoff. You got Tiger Walk 2 hours before kickoff. You got Tiger Day earlier that day going all day. So there'll be tons of prospective students on the ETBU and tons of recruits for us on campus. So it's going to be a fun-filled day. Everybody should come out at 2 o'clock. Beautiful weather, high 61. It's going to be awesome. So it's going to be a great day to be on Ornelas and at ETBU's campus.
Jason got a question for Coach as we talk to him. One last question and bring one of his players, Michael Garcia, into the show.
Yeah, Coach. Sul Ross coming off a bye week, actually 2 weeks to prepare. Do you think they're going to be prepared, or is it a situation where 7 weeks in the season we've showed everything we have to show, or are we 80% of the playbook, 90% of the playbook? How full are we?
Well, in a typical week when you're getting ready for football game on Saturday, there's really 3 work days that you have to work towards a team. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on the college level are really meat and potatoes on the field, physically learning their plays or how to defend their plays or their special teams units. Well, when you got a bye week, that's really 6 days, so you're getting more. Then plus you've got all those extra meetings, and this is the 3rd team out of the last 4 that's had 2 weeks getting ready for us. That's kind of the way the sketch set up. So Howard Payne's ready for us, DAU is ready for us, and these old boys will be ready for us. So it'll be a good contest for us. I think that they've done a really good job of preparing each week, and they've had a really good plan this week. So we'll have our hands full because they've had 2 weeks for us. But when you when you get that Saturday at 2 o'clock, you just snap the football and play. I mean, it's going to be the type of deal we both know that, like you're saying, late in the season, we're going to know what each other's doing, and we got to just show up and play.
Well, Coach, best of the Tigers this Saturday as you face Sul Ross State University, 2 p.m. kickoff on Ornelas. We're going to let Coach Eargle get up and eat lunch here at CC's in Marshall, Texas, and you can join us each Wednesday. The buffet is $5, including the drink. Coming up next on ETBU Extra, we're going to talk one of the offensive linemen from ETBU, Michael Garcia. Back with more ETBU Extra in 30 seconds.